My name is Natalie Prez, and I have an interview with a member of the band called Soulfly on January 18th, 2019. It's been 3 years since the last and the first time we actually talked. So what have you been up to?
A lot of touring last year. You know, we kind of went around the world a little bit and make a new record. Came out last year, also Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
We're very excited for this record. We're gonna the tour starts next week.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first U.S. tour for Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can do a big world tour for it, go everywhere with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the fans really liked the album. It was really well received. The reviews were great, so amazing reviews, and I'm super excited to get back out there, get back on the road. This year is actually, I plan this voted for touring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not messing with any new music this year,
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. It's like a whole year open just for touring, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna try to go everywhere, as much places and festivals,
Mm-hmm.
and just try to do it all, you know. So, but yeah, I'm very excited for the U.S. tour. This run with Cataclysm and Inside should be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Especially playing the stuff from Ritual mixed with all the other Soulfly classics. It should be a really good set list.
Cool. Well, you've already answered my next question. Your new album has been out, for a little while, so I wondered if you had any new music, but you said no music on the table right now.
No, not right now. We just finished. I put 2 records out, one after the other, which was the Cavalera Conspiracy,
Mm-hmm.
Psychosis, and Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And then, kind of like, in the way you work out, it was left this year open for touring.
Yeah.
And we already have tour dates all the way to, right now, looks like all the way to August. We're all booked up. Going to Australia, a bunch of festivals in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're trying to do another U.S. run in the late summer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool. It's cool to have a year devoted to touring, because I love touring so much. I think it's great. I think this kind of music is all about the live show. It's all about the magic of that live performance. And the places we play are perfect. They're not too big or not too small.
Mm-hmm.
They're special place for this kind of music, and I think it'll be it's going to be just fun. It's going to have just a blast every night, and hopefully we get to change the set list from night to night so it don't become monotonous and robotic.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try to do that as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I look forward to just get out and share the music with the fans. That's the best part of it. I think I've been doing this for 30 years, and I still don't get tired of it. I'm still excited to go on tour. I'm still fired up to be going back on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very confident it's going to be a great tour.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Since you are, in so many different bands, I think 3 of them, do you ever get, tired of having to juggle so many? Like, oh man, I wrote material for this band. No, wait, no, it was supposed to be for that band. Oh, no, that band.
No, I get overwhelmed a little bit sometimes. Like, when I remember when Gloria told me right after I got done with Psychosis, and it's like, you got to work on a new Soulfly, and I was like, no, stop, no, oh God, I'm empty right now. I got no ideas, And but little by little, the ideas start coming, and we end up digging in an album out of it, which was cool. And it came out great, man. I think the team was great. Like Joshua producing, the musicians, Zion killing on the drums. It's so fun to have my son playing drums and sharing that with him. And then I think that the hardest part is actually that dividing the material for what goes on what. Sometimes I'm writing riffs when I don't have to write for anything. I'm just writing, and sometimes a certain riff looks like this would be better for Killer Be Kill, or this would be better for Cavalera, or this would be better for Soulfly. But overall, I like the challenge. I like the fact that I do have 3 ways of output out there. I think it's kind of cool. It kind of keeps me a bit more flexible too. I get to really try to do 3 very different things: Cavalera, Soulfly, and Killer Be Kill. Plus, we also get to tour with some of the famous Sepultura records. We did Arise and Beneath the Remains last year. We're doing a little bit of that this year also. So it's kind of like one foot in the past and 1 foot in the future. I think it goes good. You kind of, you get to enjoy your works from the past, and then you also move to the future with your new works. And at my point in my career right now, where I am right now, it's really a blessing to be able to play this kind of shows, be able to go back and revisit an album from the 90s, and then tour for a new album like Ritual. Get to do both. It's quite, some people just do either one or the other. We get to do both, and that's pretty amazing. I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, how can I put this? Since you do have so many acts to follow with, have you ever written like a ton of songs and then you accidentally confused them with one band and are like, no, I want this song for that band. No, wait, no, you know what? I'm just going to make it for that band instead. And it's just like you end up having so much material that you're overwhelmed. It's like, oh, well, I'm just going to give it to that band instead.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I write specifically for the certain record. I like to do it more like that. So it's not all mixed up. So when I get in a writing, when it was time for Ritual, I was completely immersed in the Soulfly world, and I was like actually revisiting Soulfly albums. We listened to a lot of the early stuff, a lot of the first album, Primitive. Try to get what was magic about that record that people like it so much. Try to figure out why people like it so much, and try to recreate some of that magic. And then the other thing is my own love of metal, and I love the combination of the 3 things: groove combining with the death metal, thrash metal that I normally play. So that's my universe right there. Those 3 things together. I'm in a totally comfort zone on those. And then on Ritual, I actually took myself out of the comfort zone, which in songs like Feedback, which was like a Motorhead kind of song, like a rock and roll almost. Like, if you would have told me 20 years ago I was going to be doing a rock and roll song, I would have laughed. Like, no way. No way I'm doing a rock and roll song. But we did it, and it was fun. It was awesome. So it's kind of cool to get out of the comfort zone, too, and try something a little more exotic, experimental. And I think the fans dig it, too. And then we have, of course, Soulfly 11, the instrumental. This time we did with the saxophone. That was also another thing that was kind of challenging, and it's cool. I was talking to Greg the other day from the Escape Plan, and he was like, he heard that song, and he was telling me how cool he thought that was, that we are still not scared of trying things like saxophone in our music. After all these years, you're still trying new things and just pushing the envelope, I think you got to be like that, in order to just kind of like to grow as a musician, just to get out there. Because it's a fine line between pleasing the fans and kind of like doing something innovative and that they have not done before type thing. we try to do both actually. But it is fun, and I had a lot of fun creating Ritual. And I really enjoyed the reviews and the fans saying how much they love the record. To me, that was the best part. That's like payday, you know. Like it makes me very happy to find out that your work is appreciated by the fans like that. Because it's music, we don't do it for to be in cover magazines or to win Grammys. No, it's not about that. It's really for the fans. It's still kind of an underground thing to it. Is somehow still connected to the underground. Like the bands I listen to are mostly underground. Then I get in contact with them. I get their shirts and I wear them and I support them. And I'm still part of that. I'm still part of that world, So that it was like that in Brazil 30 years ago. And still is part of my life right now, which I think is great. That I never lost contact with that side of me, the kind of young Max, that fell in love with metal. That's still alive, and I think that's really pure and cool, and to have that, and have not lost that. It's something that's I treasure very much. So it's great that I still to discover new bands and get in touch with them and wear their shirt and tell people about them and all that. It's all great. It's what I love about metal. It's kind of like the community of it. It's really cool. Since we're still on the topic of the three bands that you love to juggle around, do you think we'll ever get to see all three of them playing a show or touring together, or would that just be too much for you to handle in one shot? All three, yeah, that might be a little much. Would be fun to do. Extra Red Bull for that, We've got to get a Red Bull endorsement just for that tour. I don't know. I don't really think. I like to do more. Even I think there's other projects out there that I would like to dip my toes in it. Nothing official yet. Nothing like really, really concrete. Just kind of like, hopefully one day type thing. But we're actually doing in the 70,000 tons of metal, the cruise ship. I'm actually doing with Return to Roots and Soulfly, playing one each night, and that's kind of cool. That's kind of dividing them a little bit between both. So yeah, if it comes up and I get to do it, for sure, I would love to. That would be cool. That would be really fantastic. Just gotta have the adrenaline, the energy to do it. But like right now, Soulfly show is running around an hour and a half, which I think is great. I don't know if you put another hour and a half or something else. 3 hours or max might be a little much. Come on, do the 3 hours. You could do it. We'll leave that for future plans. So once this tour and this album cycle is complete, what else do you guys have set in stone for this year into the next year, if anything? Just touring? Right now, just touring, yeah. The story of this year for us, touring, it's like trying to go as many places as we can. I think we got Australia already in April. Some really cool festivals in the summer. We already booked in a bunch of them. Hopefully another U.S. run. I love these kind of packages like we've been doing. Last year we did the Nile, Soulfly Nile, and this year we're doing with Cataclysm. Hopefully, towards middle of the year, we can do another U.S. run with some other bands. That would be really cool. Yeah, and then just I'm up to 80 countries now. We reached the number 80. We visit 80 countries right now, so hopefully on this Ritual World Tour increases a little bit more countries that we've never been before.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, keep going. But yeah, I think it's kind of fun and nice to have a touring year. I don't think I really had that in quite a while. Every year has been a little bit of tour and a little bit of recording and writing.
Mm-hmm.
Last year for sure it was recording and writing. The year before that was also recording and writing with Cavalera. So this year there's nothing set in stone for recording, so we're going to enjoy it and tour. Just go around as much as we can, bringing the metal to the masses.
Mm-hmm.